Hi and welcome back. I am Teresa Ruiz. For a while I've been wanting to work with flasks and seedlings. I just didn't have the time or the knowledge. Now I have the time, somewhat of the knowledge. So what I did was that I ordered some flasks from Orchids.
Okay guys, so today is May 1st and I just received my flasks that I ordered. I don't know what I've received yet. I'm just about to open it and I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys. Okay guys, so today is May 3rd. I was planning on leaving these in the flask for another 4 days. I go to work tomorrow. Like I said, I'm on a 3 days on, 15 days off. Therefore, I was not going to be able to do this until Thursday because I was waiting on moss and an LED lamp that I need for this. It so happened that I received it this morning, so I'm going to go ahead and deflask these. I don't want to run the risk going to work and leaving them in the flask a bit longer, and you know, I don't want to have to come home to find that these have rotted in the jar. They look good right now. I only see a few dead brown leaves, which means that the media in here, the nutrients are pretty much running out. If you can see, these are well rooted. Most of the plants are actually pretty big already. So I'm just going to go ahead and deflask them. So this one is the Dendrobium New Hope Mini. And so as you can see, they look pretty good in the jar. Pretty big plants already. Well, seedlings. There's quite a few that are smaller, but it's okay. I'm gonna separate them by size and I'm gonna go from there. It's a Vanda Wear It crossed with a Madonna Renata pink, and these look like pretty good size plants as well. Then I have the EPC Renee Marquez Tyler, and then I have a Cattleya BLC Robert's Choice D. Alright guys, so I have all my tools here. I have a tray that I'm going to be working on. I have some long tweezers. I have smaller tweezers. I have some Clorox water here in this jar that I'm going to be dipping my tweezers in to keep them sanitized. I have a hammer that I'm going to use to break the jars with. I have a little trash container here. I have some alcohol, some shears, and I have some paper towels, and I also have tons of these. So I'm going to start with, I also have my Luke water. Let's get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to break these bottles. I thought that I might be able to pull the plants you know, from the jar, but all those roots are making it quite hard to just pull them out. So I'm going to have to break the bottle. So safety first, guys. Make sure you wrap your bottle on some type of rag. That way the glass does not cut you. I am wearing gloves here. You need some eyewear. I'm actually wearing mine. And you want to slowly tap it along the edges here. And hopefully I do this right. And once I break this here, this entire bottom should come off. But that's in theory. Let's see if we can get this right. Ooh, this bottle might have to hit it a little harder. Okay. Okay. Challenge accepted. Alright, here we go. Ooh, I don't know guys, it's not breaking. Oh, there you go. Tapped it a little higher, more than what I wanted, but it is what it is. This is why you want a rag. There you go, see that? Glass, and voila, there you have it. There's some glass on it, it's okay. That is why I have my lukewarm water here, and actually it's been sitting here for a while, so I might just have to warm it up just a tiny bit. I'm just shaking it just a little. There's some glass shards there. So So you have to be very careful when you do this, because can you see that? That's glass from when I broke the bottle. So you want to make sure you're wearing gloves when you do this. Most of it will fall off when you rinse it in the water, so don't worry too much about it. I have my lukewarm water here. So now I'm going to take my plants and I'm going to put them in here. So I'm just going to gently, so I'm slowly trying to get rid of the media here because the roots are in there good. Just gently add, you know, shake it in there. Slowly pull away. Just very gently. You don't want to damage any of these seedlings. Or the roots. Look at the media. Use more force here. I'm not pulling, I'm just shaking. And slowly the media is detaching. It's breaking off. See these chunks? And there you have it. Slowly they start coming apart. Quite a few dendrobiums here. What I'm doing here is that as I'm pulling them, I am trying to separate them by size, because the larger ones I might just pot in their own 2-inch pot. That's the smallest I have, or actually, I don't know, I haven't figured it out, but by the time we get to potting these, I will have it all sorted out and you will see there is a method to my madness. Alright guys, ooh, okay. This looks to be one plant, you guys. Let's see if I can pull it. Oh, no. This one here. It seems to be one plant. This little cluster here, I think I'm just going to leave as one. Or maybe not. It came off. So check this out. Even the smallest seedling has some of the longest roots. Can you see that? It's amazing. I'm gonna make sure these are completely dry before potting them. So what I'm gonna do, you guys, is that I'm gonna go ahead and continue this process. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and continue this, and I'll show you the end results. It's gonna be just a second for you, just like this, quick. But it's gonna be about 30 minutes for me because I have quite a few that I have to clean. So I'll see you in a bit. Alright guys, so I'm done. So this is what the water looks like. There's quite a few plants that are just too small. I'm not even gonna bother. Plus the roots look like they started to rot. So I'm just not gonna bother with those. I have quite a few here that I know that I'll definitely be able to grow to maturity. See these here? These larger ones? I'm definitely going to pot those in their individual pots. The smaller ones here, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to take this plastic container. I actually bought croissants off of Sam's Club. These. So this is going to be like a mini greenhouse. It's going to have the same effects. These orchids, these seedlings, they're used to being at 100% humidity because of the jar. So I'm going to try to mimic that in here, at least the smaller ones. I'm going to divide these into 3 sections, and I'll be able to keep, or 4, and I'll be able to keep all 4 seedlings. Obviously I'm going to divide it. I'm going to make sure that I don't mix any of the orchids so that I don't have an issue of mislabeling them. But I feel that this will be good enough for all 4 of the, at least these smaller ones that might not have the same chances as the other ones, just because they're too small. So I'm going to prep them to start potting them. So I'm going to be using just plain moss. It has been soaking in water. So for the smaller ones, I bought these little mini red cups at the Dollar Tree. It's like 22 of them for $1. See that? Tiny little bit. I'm not making any drainage holes or anything like that because I'm only going to be spraying these lightly at the top. There's no need for drainage holes. That's what they look like. Aren't they the cutest little thing? So this one here, let's see if you can see. So I've got this growth here. See that? It has the first growth. It has the second one, which is larger. And if I turn it slightly around, there is a new growth here. This one here by my finger. Isn't that pretty neat? So that one is definitely going in its own pot. Oh, that one's fighting me. I'm having a little trouble here because plants are so tiny. Try not to cover the entire camera. So I'm doing this so you guys can see what I'm doing. But it's hard to work with. Left that one soaking for just a second while I move on to this one. This one's a lot smaller, a little more manageable. I hope you guys are having a good day. Hope you guys are staying busy with this quarantine going on. This here is what keeps me sane. Spending time, some quality time in my grow space, my greenhouse. When I say greenhouse, I mean I have a small area where I can grow. I did purchase this, well actually my husband bought it for me for our, what was it, Valentine's I think? Something you ordered offline. They have different sizes and they're very compact, but they are useful. Especially if you don't have the space to actually have a greenhouse. If you have a small backyard like I do, this one literally fits in the corner. And I'll show you guys. I'll make a video and show you guys. Little by little, I'm adding what I need in there. So my dehumidifier arrived about 2 weeks ago, which is awesome. I bought this cool, what you call it? It's a thermostat that you can set the ranges, right? So if you want your greenhouse to maintain at like, I don't know, say anywhere between, okay, let's say you set your parameters at 70 to 75, right? So 70 being the lowest, 75 being the highest. So it has two outlets. One for a heater and one for a fan. So let's say your greenhouse temperatures drops below 70. At 69, your heater will kick on and it will maintain that temperature. As soon as it hits 75, your heater will de-energize and your fan will energize. Obviously there's some time between that. It won't really be like that. That's just an example, right? Your fan will not kick on as soon as it hits 75. No, I believe you have to set a max and the lowest you're willing your grow space to get to. But I was just using it some of the time, which is pretty cool. Right now I'm really not using it, to be honest, because it's spring. It's nice and hot. It's been in the 80s out here. And the night it's in the low 60s. So I don't need the heater or the fan. I've just been using my dehumidifier during the afternoons. But to be honest, I moved a lot. I had to move my my greenhouse. So where I'm working right now is where I used to have my greenhouse, and it would just get really sunny. Like, you know, it would get direct sunlight, which is good. The only thing is that I didn't have that thermostat in my greenhouse right at that time, and it would get in the high 90s. I think once I saw it at like 99, and that freaked me out. I was like, oh my god, my orchids are gonna die. So I actually moved it right behind me, the opposite corner. It gets some sunlight, but not direct sunlight. So it gets as high as 85 in there. And then I do have some lights that I bought when I first started out. I didn't really like them. It's those purple and blue lights that you see, the grow lights that you see on Amazon. And I decided to try them out. They're actually, my plants are doing good. I didn't think it was gonna actually make a difference, but it's those blue and what is it? Blue and red lights, or pink. I guess they're like purple. So it's a different type of UV rays that helps your plant grow. So I'm actually noticing a lot of new growths on my phals that I have not seen any progress till now. It might just be a coincidence. It is spring, it is nice and warm, and you know, and they're just growing because it's the perfect weather. It might just be that. I'm not quite sure. I have to wait for the winter and see, you know, if it makes a difference, I guess. But so far, I like my little setup. It's working for me. Even though it's small, it works for me. So, like I said, my husband got this greenhouse for me because he got tired of me keeping my my orchids inside. I had about 30 at that time, and yeah, it was a little annoying to keep them on the kitchen, on one of my kitchen counters, so I would take up the entire space. I couldn't do anything there because that was the only window that would get sunlight throughout. Excuse me, I'm drinking water as I'm doing this. It's the only window that I would get decent sunlight during the winter, so that's why I used to keep those in my kitchen. We'll see. I'll have to figure out something for this winter. But alright guys, so I'm going to continue with these dendrobiums because it's only my first dendrobium and I have 3 more flasks to go. So I will show you the end product, then we'll move on to one of the other orchids. I think I want to open up the Banda right after this, so I'll see you guys in about 30 minutes. Alright guys, so we're moving on to the Banda here. Same process. Wish me luck, you guys. Hopefully it's easier. Pretty decent size. It looks like this flask has less orchid. This is what my Vandas look like, you guys. So I want to make sure I know exactly what orchid this is. I don't want to create one of these tags for every little container because it's just going to take up too much space. Plus it'd be a waste of tags for me right now because whichever orchids do not make it, I'm gonna end up throwing it out, right? So I don't want to have extra tags. So what I'm doing is that I'm labeling it, each little cup. That's how I'm keeping track of which one's what. Once again, I'm gonna go ahead and just start repotting my orchid here. Same process, moss, orchid. Ooh, these actually, I have to be a little more careful because the dendrobium has such fine roots. This Vanda here has a little, the roots are a little thicker. His baby Banda, you guys. Isn't it precious? It's just the most adorable thing ever. Alright, so I'm going to continue with this process. I'll get back to you guys when I'm done. And once I'm through with my other 2 flasks, it's pretty much going to be the same process, so I'll see you guys at the end. Okay guys, so the very, very tiny little plants, the seedlings, right? The ones that I think might not have a chance on their own little pot. I'm setting them up here in this container. It's just the plastic, and so what I did was that you can see here, I've divided them in 4 sections. I've got my dendrobiums on this side, Bandas here, so I have about a finger in between, so I know exactly which ones they are. And I layered a bed of sphagnum moss. To be honest with you guys, I thought this process here was going to be a lot more complicated. In reality, it wasn't. It's just very time consuming. Very time consuming. This is how this is going to look. Okay guys, so I have the BLCs here and the Epicalaleas. This is the end product. Here I have 2 of these in my little plastic container. I'll show you what it looks like. But what I'm going to take now is this film roll. So it's the regular film plastic that you would use in the kitchen. I don't know if you can really see it there. There we go. So I'm going to take that and I'm going to cover it so I can...
Alright guys, this is the end product here. So as you can see, I have the containers sitting under an LED light, which I can adjust the intensity of the light. I also have the containers sitting under heating pads, and my plan here is to leave them under the same setup for anywhere from like 6 months to a year, depending on the progress. If anything changes, I will update you guys. Please, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Also, if you have any tips for me or you see that I'm doing anything wrong during this process, please do let me know in the comments below. Thank you, and you guys have a good day.